What up, world? It's your woman butterfly. And you know what time it is? Time to go to work. I'm happy because I'm on time today. I'm actually a little early today. So I was like, let me get on here and talk to my babies because God has been like, when are you going to finish this freaking story? Like, can't you work on it? So I'm going to work on it. It's been wrecking my nerves. I mean, really, like, I'm so over it. That's why I don't want to talk about it. But I need to do this for people out there who are just dealing with just anybody and thinking that it's okay. It's not okay. You dealing with a demon, and I don't care how long it's been. Okay? You got to understand that your life is just a vapor, and demons live for a long time, thousands of years. So they'll ruin your life until you die, and then go ruin somebody else's life. So you need to get them out of your life. They're attracting things in your life that make you sick. They're attacking your finances. And the main way I think that they get in is because people are looking for love. So don't be sitting up there loving the wrong freaking person. All right? Because this person has a demon in them that is working through them. All right? That's just flat out truth. Okay? So this story is about my 12-year relationship with a demon. Okay? It's about a guy that I put on a pedestal. And if you do that with anybody, then Lucifer is going to sit in that pedestal, and you're gonna be putting the devil before God the whole time. Okay? So I was at the part when me and my daughter were pretty much stranded at my ex-husband's house, and we could not stay. They had repossessed my car, and we could not stay there because my ex-husband had a girlfriend. So we were like, what are we gonna do? All right, what in the world am I gonna do? My stuff is in storage. I don't have a car anymore. I'm stuck at my ex-husband's house. All right, so my ex-husband was like, I'm gonna send you home to your mom, right? And I was like, okay, because my mom had been asking me to come to Miami. All right, so instead of sending me home, he actually drove us down there. We stayed in Salisbury for one night, and then the next day we hit the road, and my ex-husband drove us to Tampa. Okay, we went to Tampa, and that's where he met my family. And you know what? When my ex-husband met my mother, I didn't like that. Okay, because it was something in him that was kind of like badgering my mother. You know, my mother is very possessed, and I'm gonna go see her and shine some light on her, just like I did the last time I saw her. You know, depression and weight gain and all that stuff that she deals with. My husband was just like talking about that stuff. You know how somebody brings something up and it's not to help you, it's to kind of badger you. There was something in him that was doing that. I didn't like that at all. Like, it just put such a bad taste in my mouth. And the whole time we were going to, we went to Tampa, but the whole time we were on our way down there, when we were on our way down there, I didn't want to go. It was some kind of fear or something because of all the bad things that I've heard about Miami, and you know, I just didn't want to go. But we ended up down there, and it was nice to see my other daughters, because I have two older daughters that were raised by my family members. So it was nice for us to all connect and everything, and we had a good time. Besides that one moment when my ex-husband met my mother. So me and my mother got on the train. We stayed in Tampa for like a day, and then we got on the train, me, my mother, and my daughter, and we went to Miami. Now, y'all, I know I said some bad things about Miami, and while I was there, I just didn't appreciate Miami like I should have. But I miss Miami so freaking much, y'all. I really do. Okay, yeah, it has its bad side, just like every other place, but I just miss it. I miss the beaches. I miss the feeling. I miss, feeling like I was on a permanent vacation. I even miss that bipolar weather. I miss the flea markets. When you go to the markets in Miami, the produce is fresh, it's big, it's freaking cheap. You know what I mean? Like, by the time it gets here, an apple will be like this freaking small. But there, the apples are big and bright. And, man, there's just money flowing everywhere. I miss South Beach. I miss freaking Clevelander. Like, I miss Miami, yo. I do. I'm definitely going to go back and visit. I'm not going to live there. But you know what? Atlanta kind of reminds me of Miami. Without the beach part. There's just so much to do. And there's just so much to do. Like, if you ain't doing nothing, you ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? There's so much to do. I got to stay busy. I got to stay entertained and busy. And, just be amongst different kind of people. Like, I'm telling you. All right. So when I went to Miami, right, y'all, there was a demon in my mother's house. Okay. When we were in Tampa, my mom was talking about some dude, and I seen on Facebook pictures of her and this guy, and I'm not gonna put all my mom's business out. That's not what I'm here for. But I'm here to show you how God will just take this big flashlight and just shine it on. It's like the devil cannot hide in your life when you invoke the Spirit of God. Okay? So, I was happy for my mother. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to, meet this guy and, thank him for taking care of my mom and everything and all that stuff that it seems on Facebook. Social media is like the biggest freaking lie. People will be on there acting like they're doing so great, and it'd be the complete opposite. So, actually, in Tampa, me and my sister started to reveal some things to me about this guy, and then we talked to my mother about him some more, and she was just standing up for him, like he was so great. So when we finally got to her house in Miami, all right, I'm like, where's this guy that's so great? Y'all, I'm telling you, we have been in Miami for about 2 weeks. As a matter of fact, I think it was like three almost, yeah, about 3 weeks. About 3 weeks before anybody heard anything from him. So, he popped up, and I didn't like him at all. I didn't like him at all, okay? When my mom, when she saw him, she was just so happy. You know what I mean? And I was happy that she was happy, okay? But she said, "This is my daughter." And I was like, "Hi," And he was like, "Oh, this your daughter? Oh, she's sexy." When he said that, I just felt like that was so disrespectful and rude. My mother is introducing me to her, and the first thing out your mouth is she's sexy. That's very rude to call your woman's daughter sexy. Okay, so y'all know how I feel about that. And I was like, that's disgusting. You know what I mean? And it's rude. And he was like, "Oh, she work?" And I was like, "Why do you want to know if I work?" You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just rude. Okay? For you to, if you would have asked me, do I work before you call me sexy, then it wouldn't have been rude. You know what I mean? But for you to say, oh, she's sexy. Does she work? You know what I mean? It's like you want to know if there's some kind of income or something. What the heck is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? It's like my mother, her hair was falling out, you know, because she had been so stressed, you know, and he came and got some things, and then he left. Okay, and it was another 5 weeks before we saw him again. All right, so when I went to Miami was cool. Like that, it seems like a place where you can really come up. Like my daughter, she didn't like her school that much, but still the school was like talk about skipping her up a grade. You know what I mean? Like there was all these resources and stuff available. You know, you could get the bomb house on housing in Miami. Like I'm telling you, it was really cool. But anyway, it was another 5 weeks before we saw this dude again. Right? By this time, my Caterpillar's father came and picked her up from Miami because it was summer, and it was just me and my mother. Okay, so this demon came back about 5 weeks later, and during that time, my mom was depressed because she was like, he keeps leaving, and then he'll come back. He keeps leaving, and if somebody keep leaving and then come back, okay. The only reason why they come back is because you let them come back. If somebody leave, you need to let them leave, okay? You need to let them go. Open the door so freaking wide. Open the doors, the windows, open them so they can get the heck on, okay? Because if you're leaving, that means that you don't want to be here, okay? So why you keep coming back, all right? It's just like a stray dog that you keep feeding that doesn't want to love you or anything, just wants to keep coming to your house to get a meal and then leaving again. All right, so next time it comes around, you need to make sure that you don't give it nothing, okay? So it can go, all right, and you can get a new pet that will stay and love you, okay? So when he came back this time, all right, I had got a job by this time, and I came home from work, all right, and there was a woman in the room that I was sleeping in. I was like, who is this lady? Right? And there was like clothes and stuff in the house, and my mom was just sitting there talking to the lady in Creole, right? And so we had to like interpret, like she had to interpretate me talking to this woman, and I was trying to find out who she was, because it was just so weird for me to come home and some woman was on my bed and there were clothes in the house. And my mom told me that it was some woman that he bought over, okay, and she was buying him all this stuff. Okay, so you, the guy that's so wonderful on Facebook that my mom was talking about, she loved and stuff, you got some woman in the house and all the stuff that she buys you. All right, that's enough right there. Okay, so when he came back, because I called him and told, because he took my mother's phone. All right, I guess he didn't have a phone. I have no idea, but for some reason he had my mom's phone. All right, so I called him and I was like, you need to come get this woman, and you need to come get your stuff, and you need to get out, right? And he was like he wasn't gonna listen to me, because you know demons are stubborn. All right, they want to find a way to stay. All right, especially if it's in a man, because men want you to, some men that are just flat out taking advantage, they want you to, the woman, to be afraid, you know, and especially since there's not other men around, they feel like they can just do whatever, right? So I was like, you need to come get your stuff and this woman, and you need to get out of here, right? And he was like, oh, okay, I'll beat her later. And I kept blowing him up, because he kept saying, I'm gonna beat her later, I'm gonna beat her later, and he never came that day. All right, so the next day, all right, I called out of work, because I was like, I have some business to handle. I have family matters going on, right? Because I just had a feeling that he was gonna show up the next day. Okay, so the next day, he showed up, right? And he just knocked on the door and acted all casual, like nothing was going on, y'all. I'm talking about he's just like, hey, how y'all? How are you? Like he was gonna be Mr. Nice Guy or something. And I was like, you need to get this stuff and this woman out of here, all right? You are no good, okay? And it just pissed me off because, you know, for so long, my mother has chosen the wrong men, you know, and I'm like, you still doing it? You know what I mean? And really, it was the pot calling the kettle black. You know what I'm saying? Because I choose the wrong men for so long, you know. But I felt like this is where I learned it from. So all of that just packed inside me when I saw him, and just freaking exploded. All right, I freaking went off on him. All right, I started throwing his stuff out, and he started taking it and putting it back in and saying, "This is your mother's house. Ask your mother. This is your mother. Ask your mother who I am. Blah, 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 blah. Ask your mother." All right. So, you know, because my mom didn't really, it was just her by herself. You know what I'm saying? So I guess he felt like none of her children kind of knew what was going on, or he could just do whatever because none of us were around to protect her. Right? So I went downstairs and got a neighbor, okay, and got this demon and this woman and these clothes up out of the house. And I told my mom, she just went into some kind of, I don't know, she was like, I never seen him act like that. I never seen him that mad. You know, but that was the real him. Because that's what demons do. They put on a smiling face until things are not going their way. And then that's when you see the real them. That's when they get angry because they have to leave and can't do what they're trying to do anymore. Okay? This guy, he was like, she needs to go. Her daughter needs to go. She has 7 children. She needs to go. He was just going crazy. Okay? She need to get her own. She need to get her own. You tell me I need to get my own, but you got some woman in here and you disappear for 5 weeks. And during that 5 weeks, some woman called my mother and said that he's married and to leave him alone. And all this freaking craziness that was driving my mom insane. Okay? But because she wanted love, she decided to deal with it. You know what I mean? And I know what it's like to be like that. And that is no good for you. It'll make your hair fall out. It'll make your edges fall out. You know what I'm saying? Nobody in this world is worth you doing that to yourself. Okay? So, you know, some of us have low self-esteem. Some of us have mental issues. You know, and other people, and demons know that because they're the ones that cause that. So they bring somebody along to they work together, all right, with the demons that's in you to try to kill you, all right. And the person that they're using to use you, they're using that person too, okay. And they're gonna kill that person too. So you just got to get rid of all of it. You got to get rid of all the negative energy. You got to get rid of all of it, just like I got rid of this dude. Now, my mother, she was just like really hurt, okay, because she felt like she had a friend or whatever, or some kind of companionship, but she got over it. All right, that's what we're doing. We're getting over it. All right, and when she got over it, she was so much better. Her hair started to grow back, you know, because it was really bad, you know. So I'm in Miami with my mother. We're healing together, and it was a great time. Okay, it was a great time. I was working. You know what I'm saying? I started going to a real estate school, and it was pretty cool. It was awesome. You know, every once in a while we would get into you know, arguments about my childhood and about, you know, the things that I've done and all this stuff, but it was still cool, you know. So it's time for me to go visit my mother in Miami. But I'm gonna tell you, while I was down there, Mr. Bad Romance reached out to me every once in a while through social media, and you know, he was just wondering what I was doing down there, trying to keep tabs on me. But when you get to Miami, you know, sometimes you need to change the scenery, especially if you're dealing with a narcissist that will try to make it seem like he's the only person in the world. Because when you get to a place like Miami, you're gonna that will really, or LA or Atlanta or New York, you will see, okay, that will help you, all right, see that that's not the only person in the world, all right. So on my next episode, I'm gonna tell y'all about Mr. Awesome. Okay? Y'all, my air conditioner is not freaking working right, y'all. It's too hot for this. I'll see y'all in the next episode of the Butterfly Show. We got to get rid of these demons. We're getting them out of our life by any means necessary, y'all. Okay? Don't let them bring their negative feelings. Don't let them bring their negative nothing around you. All right? And your life will progress. And you will be a success. Okay? Bye, babies.